Here we are. Anyway, it will only be a short AGM, I can assure you, because I can't stand for very long. So that's a very good reason why we only have a short AGM. You have a lot of paperwork in front of you, I hope. So we start off with the chairman's welcome. And then we move swiftly on to apologies. I've had apologies from Arwell and Arwen Roberts, Michael and Faye Cole, and Barry Davis. Are there any more apologies apart from those of you that are here?
Yes, Janet Fitch. Janet Fitch. F-I-T-C-H.
Any more for any more?
I think Barry Mee can't make it.
Pardon?
Barry Mee.
Barry Mee. Don't want any more because I haven't got any more room on the paper. Thank you. Right, minutes of the last AGM, very quickly. You were welcomed by the Chair. I welcome 47 members to the meeting with the sad news of the death of Alan Chapman and the husband of member Jackie Urban. Condolences were extended to both families. There were no apologies for absence, that's because they didn't ask for them. Minutes of the 2024 AGM were read and agreed. Chairman's report, it's on the table if you want to see it. Adoption of accounts, they're on the table if you want to see them. There was one amendment to the Constitution, and that was the financial year. It just happened to fall at the end of the wrong month, so we moved it. And the AGM closed at 7:20. So those were the minutes of last year's AGM. Chairman's report for this year, I've condensed it. Instead of having 4 A4 pages, we've only got 2. How about that? So, it says, during the year 2025-26, we had guest speakers talking on a wide range of subjects. January was called off due to bad weather. Every meeting has been well supported by members and guests alike. As a result, membership fees, which are due tonight, otherwise you wouldn't be in here, will once again remain unchanged at the bargain price of £12. The committee have also held 10 committee meetings during the year. Once again, the Society was represented at the Service of Remembrance with our President Di laying our wreath. The 2025 calendar was produced, but sadly this will be the last one. Disappointing sales have resulted in this decision. The Society attended the volunteer fair on Admiral's Field in August. We were also present at St Mary's Church Open Doors event in September and the Christmas Tree Festival in December. I wonder when else you would have a Christmas Tree Festival in December. Anyway, never mind. The Society has also been represented at Rutland Town Council meetings discussing possible plans for a heritage centre. Sadly, something new was... something or other was prohibitive a new building was prohibitive due to funding. A Rutland Town Council Heritage Committee has now been formed with a wider brief, part of which involves assisting with the Heritage Day, which the Society is organising on the 27th of June. A VE History Day was organised in Ridland Library. Julie has also been regularly refreshing our 3 library display cases with topics of or with a local connection. Once again, we have had to make changes to the committee structure. Moving to Scotland has become popular. Sarah moved to Inverness. Charlotte took over the membership reins. She is now in Thurso, but still looking after Facebook. We wish Charlotte and her family well in their new surroundings and thank her for a continued long-distance involvement, the wonders of email. The position of Minute Secretary remains vacant. Any offers? Always happy to chat. So my thanks to the following: Isabel for writing up the speaker's notes for the parish magazine, Chris keeping the accounts and the Monday morning backs payment chats. Why do I write things that make it difficult to say? Steve for looking after our photo library, Hayden for running the monthly raffle, Julie, our international researcher, who has been fielding and hosting inquiries from Canada and the USA. In addition, she has also taken on the membership role. Jed, every committee needs a Jed, steps in whenever needed. Charlotte, as I mentioned before, for looking after the Facebook page. Graham, who looks after the Society's website. Reg looks after his mountain of Ridland artefacts and can always be called upon when props are needed. And to the helpers, Colin for distributing posters, Hilary for assisting Julie with meet and greet. Going forward and already completed is the speaker list for 2026-27. If you are interested but uncertain about joining the committee, why not come along to one of our committee meetings? We meet on the third Thursday of each month in Ridland Library at 1:30. I look forward to another successful year. Once again, my thanks on behalf of the committee to you all, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Thank you, and that concludes my report. Bingo! Well, I won't ask for somebody to propose that it's accepted, or I take that as read. Treasurer's report. You have the income and expenditure for last year in front of you. Most of you have anyway. Would somebody like to propose that that is a true and accurate record of what went on last year? Chair, thank you. Somebody second? Isabel, thank you. Election of officers and committee. Here it is. As things stand, and I've no reason to assume that it's going to change, because nobody has opted out or opted in. Our President, Di Thomas, who we do not re-elect, Chairman, myself, Richard Bolton, if you don't know who I am, our Secretary, Isabel, Treasurer, Julie Grier, Artefacts, Reg Davis, Photograph, Steve Cooper, Raffle, Hayden Parry, Facebook, Charlotte Connolly, Research and Membership, Julie Grier, and, as I said, somebody that you can't do without, our Jed. Would somebody like to propose that that lot be re-elected? Thank you. And the seconder? Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to be involved? Well, at least there wasn't a rush for the door anyway. Right. There are, well, we haven't received any requests for changes to the Constitution, so we'll move on from that. So that means that we close the AGM at about 7:10, and then I can sit down. That was quick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nobody wants a long AGM, and that includes me. Right. One or two announcements outside of the AGM before we move on to our guest, who's sitting patiently at the back. You've all got bits of paper on the seats about Heritage Day on the 27th of June. This is just an initial shot across the bows to let you know that it's happening. There will be further editions of these with more information in due course. But we're still putting the programme together. So, printing is not cheap, so we're trying to do as little of it as possible. It was suggested, and I have got quotes, for a trip to, coach trip that is, to the North Country Museum. Am I right? Is that what it's called?
Black Country.
Pardon?
Black Country. The Black Country.
Black Country Museum, that's the one. Oh, it's written on here. Yeah. I knew I'd seen it somewhere. I think the day that we were discussing was the 16th of September. If we go ahead, and I hope we can, the coach would leave here at 8 o'clock and you would be back here to collect your fish and chips from the fish and chip shop at 6:30. At the moment, we're looking at a cost of £40, £20 for the coach and £20 to get into the Black Country Museum. So, any interest, talk to me afterwards over a cup of tea.
Whereabouts is it?
Pardon?
Whereabouts is it?
Dudley.
Dudley.
Doodle-eye. Right. Is there anything else I've forgotten? Right. In that case, as I said in the email that I sent out, we would have a speaker. At the time I sent the email out, I wasn't certain who that speaker was going to be. But I am pleased to say the one that I hope would be here is here. It's young Alex Jones from North Wales Police. And she's going to talk to me about her role with community policing. So, Alex, over to you, my dear.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Do you want the other one?
Pardon? I'd rather not.
Otherwise, I'm going to use it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Some of you I recognise I've seen walking around in town for council meetings. So I'm Alex Jones, and I've been the local PCSO for Riverland now 4 years, and Melodin and Dizza for the last 7 years. But PCSO itself, I've been doing it 20 years, so a very long time, all over the place. Started off in Abergally, seemed to be moving closer to this side somehow, because after that it was Belgrano, Tywin, Kimmer Bay, Rill, Pristatt, and then this sort of area. Absolutely love it here, I love the people. That's just the basic background. PCSO itself came into force 2005, I believe. Just as the second tier policing, like the old time policing, we're supposed to be staying in one area, getting to know the people, old, young, kids going to the schools and deal with antisocial behaviour. This is to free up the time for police officers to do more the violent crimes which related to harassments, domestic violence. Luckily we don't have that very often, murders, things like that. It worked very well, and we're supposed to be only here for 3 years, and 20 years later we're still here. So I thoroughly enjoy it, even now after 20 years, because I get to know people, meeting councillors, going to council meetings, having a bit of a joke there, isn't it? Also, I work with schools and other communities as well. I go to schools. I try to introduce myself to the younger kids going up, so when they get older, they don't fear the police. They will come to me and tell me things, what's going on. If it's between the kids itself, any antisocial behaviour, they usually come and say, oh, it was so-and-so. Great, I can deal with that. Antisocial behaviour is usually from minor things which can go down to antisocial behaviour, personal, which would be neighbour disputes, which seems to be coming on the up at the moment. I don't know why, but people seem to be falling out quite regular. So these are basically the background of the policing. We then have the responsible, well, I also have got a community beat manager who is an officer who then can help me with carrying out warrants because they have to go to the courts and swear in. So I do need to have someone there to help me with that, but I will bring the information. So I'm literally the spy going around and look at what's going on in the village and make sure everything is all right. Anything I don't like, I report back to them and they will deal with it as and when the time is right. What else can I tell you? In regards of policing, you probably have noticed we are short with officers. Does anybody want to join? I could do with a hand. It seems to be, it's natural. We have got like people who retire. We have got new PCSOs who come in. They stay for 2 years because you have to sign up for 2 years and then move on as a response officer, which I can understand if you're young, you want to go up the ladder. You know, it's just progression. Again, PCSOs do retire or go into different departments afterwards, into training and things. But we do try to recruit. It's just, it can be a hard job. It's very taxing because you do get shouted at, spat at, punched, pushed, pulled, whatever. So it does happen. But it's part of the role. And you either love it or you hate it. I'm on the positive side. I love it. I love helping people. What else can I tell you? Community engagements, I do hold, you probably have read in the papers, trying to be available for everyone. So I'm holding Cuppers with a Copper once a month, apologies. At the moment I'm holding it at the the Red in Dizzer, the Shed in Melodon, and the local pub here, the King's Head. So they should be advertised on Facebook. Come and see me. Sometimes I feel very lonely there if nobody turns up. And just have a chat with me. You know, it's mainly informal, like I always do. I try to encourage people to, if they have got any concerns and you don't want to go and speak to the police, you know, phone them up because you think, it's not worth it, like we all do. Have a chat, let me know, and I can advise you which way forward to go. You know, if it's something in regards of cold callers, you probably have seen it last weekend. We had a lot of cold callers coming, knocking on doors. Some of them were quite rude, quite forceful as well. My advice, do not open the door. If you do open the door, do not buy anything off them. We have had where they can be quite pushy. Phone us, 999 straight away. Yeah? Because we don't know who they are, and it's difficult for us to, they literally come 50, 60 of them, and they've been dropped off, and they go in from house to house to house. We don't know the background because they're not local. So I would suggest, if they're coming, don't open the door. You know, you've got no money, bye-bye, go. And don't entertain them, because they're very good with this, and they get you other ways by saying, oh, you know, I can help you with this, I can do this. Oh, you know, I've just been released from prison and I need some money, can you buy this from me? No, don't do it, because you don't know, do they really want to sell it, or do they want to know, do you live on your own? You know, or what have you got in your house? Don't let them anywhere near your property. Yeah? I don't want to scare anyone, but this is the main thing I'm trying to get across, because we don't know who they are. And it's very, very difficult to, if anything happens, to catch them, because they give us false information, they don't have IDs on them, you know, we can't arrest them all. All we do is we send them off. If we do see them, we try putting them on the Facebook pages. Yeah. The only other advice I can also give you in regards to cybercrime, which is another thing before I go back in regards to my role. I do get a lot of scams coming through. They've been reported by emails, posts, phone calls, where they're going to ask and say, oh, your antivirus has run out. You need to renew it or your computer is not going to be safe. Oh, well, no, it shouldn't be. Oh, yes, you know, this is the antivirus. Oh, yeah, that's mine. Okay. And then you give them access to your computer. While they're moving the cursor, someone else will check all your apps, your banking apps and your passwords and everything, and keep them. And that's how you lose money. Don't ever give them access to your computers, to your phones, or anything like that. If the bank phones you and says, oh, there's something wrong, thank you very much for letting me know. I will phone you back. Phone your bank with the number you got on your letters, on your original letters. Not the one they sent you, you know, by post. Because they are so good now in copying everything. Even with the internet, the apps, they're very, very clever nowadays. So always question yourself, is that real? They're going to have, the newest one is you get a text message, they try to deliver, the post office tried to deliver a letter, you weren't in, you need to pay 99p. Oh, 99p is nothing. But once they got your bank details, they will take it out. You know, and there's so many of the new ones now. Pension. We underpaid you. We still owe you £325. They make it small sums. And you think, oh, that's great. You know, I can go and buy myself a new dress or trousers. Again, no. Phone them up and say, is this real? Even if it's £50 or £60. If you don't expect it, don't answer it, don't reply to it. You know, just double check with your original letters and give them a call. Right. These are the two things that I was just like, I have to tell them, because I get so many calls where I have to attend, and I know a lot of people who have lost a lot of money. We're talking about £50,000, £60,000 from the pension, and it's all been cleared out, and the bank will not reimburse you for that. So be very, very mindful when you reply to any messages, emails, phone calls, anything like that. Be very, very careful. They are getting better. Yeah. Right, so go back to my role. I deal, as I said before, mainly with antisocial behaviour, which could be, in summary, I've got the issues here with the kids jumping into the river. I've been known to cross the river in my boots and shoes and shush them all over the fields again, because they dared me last year and said, oh, you can't cross the river. Watch me. Okay, I paid with wet boots and trousers for the rest of the day. But I frog marched them all back, all 30 of them. And I thought, who got the last laugh? Me. So the kids got to know me, and now they're all, most of them are nice and friendly, and they stay clear and don't cause any issues. So I think Rutland is quite good. I don't think we have many reports here, but at least I don't get them, apart from the summer. Rutland itself, policing-wise, it's one of the best places. I looked before I came down in regards to the last 3 months' calls, and I think there was altogether 3 antisocial behaviour which occurred early on in the year, which was by the bus stop. I think there was some damage caused, the kids were taken back, and then 2 other minor ones. Otherwise, I think we had the cold callers, and the rest was calls been made by mistake. We did have some more other crimes like domestics. But domestics, when I say domestics, it could be something as a parent phoning in, which we do get, saying, my child does not want to go to school. I want you to come here and take it to school because I don't want to get fined. When I reply, with a parent. Sorry, that's me. I'm very straight talking. But it's classed when they phone in as domestic. So when we do get the monthly reports, you can find them on Northwest Police website. And then you do see some of the reports where it says violent crimes. We have to record them as by the government been told. So anything like that, if someone says, my son child threw the phone at me, that's been classed as domestic violence. So when you do read it on the website, it sounds sometimes quite high. Because we had several calls in one street where we had a neighbour dispute, that street is now being classed as a high antisocial behaviour street, even though it's just 2 people. But because of the calls coming in, the whole street is being used as a big, high ASB area. So when you do read it, it's not all what it seems. Yeah? Looking into it, I think it's one of the nicest places to be. So I haven't had any concerns with this. Any questions?
The police station in Dublin, what is that now? Is it offices, or if we...
it's just me on my
Can
own.
you call there, you know, if you've got a problem?
There is an outside phone box, you can go and phone, but I'm the only person there.
Oh, right.
Nobody else will.
You're there.
I've got another unit there, but they do return affairs. They won't open the doors. They don't deal with members of the public. And I've got 2 members of staff who are on light duties, and they're not allowed to open the doors.
So what happens if we ran 999, something's happening, does it go through to there?
It goes straight through to the central office, and we get calls. So whoever is here, Prestatyn, the Abergalley, whoever is in the area, and response will go around all the time. They will get the calls, and they're going to be here straight away. So it's not just the station. Yeah, I'm there as my base, so I start working there, and then I'll be out and do whatever comes in. So we will get told on the screen how many jobs are there, and I will pick them up one by one. But that would include Prestatyn, because I'm also covering Prestatyn if nobody's there. I would suggest to always phone in if it's an emergency 999. If you have got an inquiry 101, or go on the website, my email address is on there. Send me an email, my phone number is on there. Send me a text message rather than phone me, because when I'm driving, I don't answer. And then by the time I look at my phone, it could be evening or the next day. Yeah, so I think text messages is best because it comes straight up on my screen. Emails. Yeah, most of the time I'm there. But if I'm not, then 101. But I will phone 101 anyway, because they will give me a shout and I come and see you. Yeah, does that help?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because they moved them all, so it's just me. I quite like it. I do like it.
Do you still walk the beat? No. And find a little nooks and crannies here?
I do, but not as much as I want to. Because at the moment, we're supposed to be 10. And up till yesterday, for the last 4 weeks, it was just me.
I've gone to London, I think.
Yeah, it's leave, people off sick. It's just one of those, you know, which it can happen. I do try my best. I do like walking. Not in the rain though. But I do like walking. But I have to be near a car because if I want to get a call, something happened in Prestatyn, I have to be within at least 10 minutes where my car is. So I can go in and head down there. Because as a PCSO, I'm not allowed to use blue lights. So I have to adhere by the speed limit, which can take me in summer probably 15 minutes to go to Prestatyn. So I unfortunately use the car more than I use my feet, to go back to that. But we have got new PCSOs in training, and I have been told that 2 more are coming. Not sure where. It could be Prestatyn or it could be here at Redland with me. But 2 more are coming, so we should be going up to 11. We used to be 24, so it has gone down. But we do try the best. I mean, which area were you talking about? Midland itself? Yeah.
There's always some nooks and crannies, the buildings, and the little roads off the tracks and the backs of the houses, you know,
Yeah.
happens in there. What about traffic wardens? Are they based in your shop?
Nothing to do with us.
Although they are in Redland, are they?
No.
There's none in Redland now.
Traffic wardens altogether for the whole of North Wales, you only, I think, got 4. I've been told, because I've been asking for traffic wardens for the schools. I've been asked for traffic wardens at certain areas where people parking on double yellow lines because we're no longer allowed to use them. Well, I can't issue tickets on double yellow lines unless they cause obstructions, and I have to wait 10 minutes. By that time, they usually move on. Traffic wardens are very, very difficult to get hold of. They are out and about. I have seen them, but they're mainly in Prestatyn. So, but that needs to be probably discussed with the council to employ more. I don't know, but even I've got difficulties to get hold of them. Anyone else? Everybody's so quiet. Help me out, please.
What about speeding through the roads?
Speeding.
Yeah, that's another question.
Well,
Is it still... They're not keeping to the rules.
I know. We have got certain areas where we have reports of speeding, and we are in contact with highways. We have to do, when I get reports, I usually pass it on to highways because I'm going to request usually to have some lines put down to see the average speed. There's one street in Redland where we have got a lot of reports in regards to speeding, and this has been brought to the council meetings, which I also attend, and we had last time highways there, and the discussion was because of the average speed, it's not really something they can do. Yes, some people may speed and have 40, you know, in a 20. To catch them is very difficult because we can't put our cameras out all the time because while we're there, they're not speeding. So it needs to be something to be dealt with in the long term. So we were discussing, I think, last time in regards of specifically that road, speed bumps or anything like that, but then the costs come in. Cameras, again, if we do it there, we need to do other streets. So we're going to have the costs coming in. It's all down to costs. Not for us, for the council and for highways. So it's very, very difficult to do something about it. Go Safe is happy if you email Go Safe. If you have got an area where it's constant speeding, get in touch with Go Safe, which is on the North Wales Police website, and ask them to put a van up there just to measure, you know. Sometimes it works, because when all of a sudden Go Safe is there with their little cameras in a van, people think, oh, is this a new place? And they will amend their speed. So it's something we're trying to work on. We also discussed with the council to organise, it's a private speed group which anybody can go and set up. If you have got a street, or you live in a street where you feel like there's a lot of speeding going on, you only need 2 members, but you can get trained. You have to go on a website. Again, North Wales Police doesn't do that. There's a website where you can go and sign up. They train you and they give you a speed gun. And it's actually one of the speed guns where you can fine people. So it's not one of these little hairdryers I use, where it's just like, oh yeah, you're speeding, I take the registration, send them a letter. So, you know, there are ways available, but I can't do that because I wouldn't have the time to be everywhere, to stand with my camera. Yeah? But there are ways open for members of the public to do that if you're interested. Go on the website and have a look. I don't think it costs anything. It's just your time.
Can I just ask which website that would be?
You can just Google it. It's if you Google Speedaware, North Wales, area.
Yeah.
It should come up with a list. So there are certain areas where you can go and get trained in regards to this. But this is me now personally, nothing to do with the police. I'm used to being shouted at. If you get someone speeding, they may stop and you will get abused.
I live on a very busy road.
And it's like I said, when people shout at me, I'm always thinking, I'm getting paid for this.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
You don't get paid for it.
Yeah.
So be very mindful if you want to use things like that. The North Wales Police one, the Go Safe one, is a little hairdryer where you can measure the speed and someone takes a registration and they can be sent a letter. That's a different one because the drivers know the difference which camera is pointing at them. Yeah? But it doesn't stop them because they will get registered under that, the vehicle registration. And if it happens again, and they get caught again, they then will, could get a ticket. We could report them for summons and take them to court in regards to excessive speeding. So it's just another way around it. Yeah? But feel free, have a look, North Wales Police website, Go Safe, have a read through what's there, if it's suitable for you. I think it's a brilliant idea. The more people, want to do that, the better. And you get the heavy jacket. It's great in summer with all the wasps and bees coming.
Do you think the 20-mile thing is good? Is it working, or are they saying there's less accidents? But we were talking before how people get frustrated trying to pass you.
It can be quite difficult because you have got people on bicycles overtaking you.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay. I moved to Flintshire and a fair few of the 20s have been returned to 30s. I think Denbighshire was in talk with that as well, but I'm not sure if or when they're going to do it. 20, 30, I'm not an expert, so I can't tell the difference. I'm lucky in my police car, I've got a button, so I can't go any higher than, I usually put 21, so I can't go any higher than that. But I do get it that if you're in a hurry and you have got someone driving 20, by the 5th, 6th car you're down to 15. So it goes lower, so people are, especially in their hurry, they can get frustrated. But it doesn't give them the right to overtake and put other people at risk. I think we had a last council meeting where someone said they were driving and someone behind him was literally trying to get into his boot. That's how close he was. And I said, don't let them push you to speeding because you're the one who's going to get the fine, not them. It's frustrating, it's scary. What I do, because when someone does that to me, I'm going down to 15. I'm so sorry, but I'm terrible. If someone is right up my backside when I'm driving, I go even slower. And if they're overtaken, I just have the smiliest face you can ever imagine. That winds them really up. I put my mirrors down because if they're behind me and I see them too close, I get worried. So I just, right, I'm driving, I'm sticking to this because I don't want a ticket. It's for me, I think it's the safest one. Don't let them push you. It's difficult because you have to look at the 20. The 20 is really, you feel like you can walk faster. So I do understand it can be quite difficult. And then you're going to have the bikes overtaking you as well. The push bikes that come from that side, the motorcycles coming from that side. It can be a lot. But,
So there's been fewer accidents then?
No, I don't think there's more or less accidents than the 30s. I do agree 20s are perfect for schools, housing estates, anywhere where there's a lot of people, lots of children, because they can run out on the street and you do have a better chance to stop them when you're in your 20s than in your 30s. On roads where there's nobody living and there's still 20, I don't know. It's what the reason for that is, I wouldn't know. I think that's probably have to ask highways for that. That might be the next option to invite highways. Yeah. Anyone else?
Are there any fixed speed cameras anymore? They seem to have all disappeared.
Not many. Oh, you know where they are. There's not many of them. Yeah. I personally, I think I only know from two. One is in Norfolk, Sutton, and the other one is in Will.
One in Austin.
One in Austin? I don't go that way.
One in
Oh yeah. Winnicup's is fine. Winnicup's is actually 30, which I don't understand. Because there's a lot of footfall going through there, but 30.
The 20 one.
Does it still work?
I've seen it flashing police cars. When they've had the lights on.
Yeah.
I have done.
Yeah.
Twice.
Okay, so it's a few of them then, but it's not many. We mainly have, our cameras is mainly the ones where it's the vehicle registration, to get the vehicle registration, not to get speeding. So we have got cameras, a fair few cameras out and about everywhere. So it's just for us to monitor who's coming into the area and who's leaving, if there's any incidents, or we can follow the cars where they're going to catch up with them.
AMPR hits.
Yeah. So it's a few of them, but speed ones, I don't think there are as many. But we do have more Go Safe going around, and they're not necessarily in the van, so they are on foot as well. standing by the police station, by the entrance, hiding. And I told them, now, what are you doing here? It's like, shh, no. Yeah, so it's not an ideal, I think.
At the age of this modern technology, it's easy to put loads of them in.
I think things will change. I think things will change in regards to this fairly soon. But at the moment we haven't. But there will be new cameras, new things installed in regards of face recognition and all sorts of good and nice things which I don't understand because I'm too old. Me and computers don't mix. It took me ages to get used to my laptop. I just got a new one. And it's like, it won't print. There's nothing to print. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Any other questions? I quite enjoyed myself here.
I bet when you have a cup of tea,
We know who he is. We already seized 3 of his bikes, and somehow, I don't know how, he seems to be getting them all the time, probably like eBay or something like that. He is underage, so we can't, he has got no license, we can't take the license away. We do know who he is. He's a pain, he always has been a pain for the last 10 years. So, we are dealing with him, but it is difficult because we only can do so much, mainly seizing the bikes. But somehow he always gets another one. Within a month, he's out and about again. My concern is it's not him. I'm not, he knows what he's letting himself in for because he doesn't wear a helmet, isn't he? So, and he's been spoken to so many times, his parents have been spoken to so many times, and there's nothing more I can do. My concern is if any of you would hit him, you have to live with it. He's at fault, but you're going to be in shock by hitting someone. That's my bugbear, but it's just one person. Bring the old-time policing back. Get them on the ears. Get them on the ears behind the sheds. It's difficult, but we are dealing with that one.
There were 2 that was only is everyone.
Yeah. One of them lives in Brill, so we do know who they are. But it is very, very difficult to get them. Can be frustrating.
we will draw a line under it there.
Yeah.
Alex is not running away because she said all she wants for tonight is a cup of tea.
Yes.
I said to her, if she's really good, she gets a sticky bun as well.
No, I don't know if it was really good, but I do like talking. So it's just part of
You wouldn't think so.
No. Oh my God.
You do hide your light under a bushel.
Well, but you see the beauty is I go home and my husband is quite glad because I'm just sitting in the corner being absolutely quiet and he has got a piece of quiet watching his football. Without me asking hundreds of questions, what have you been doing? What have you
Put him in a separate room, do you?
Only when he snores. It's fine, you can go with the dog. Because both of them are snoring.
Anyway, we're really grateful that you came along. I hope that everybody goes away well informed this evening, and if you don't, it's only because you didn't ask the right questions.
Possible.
Alex, thank you very much. Well, there he is. man with the raffle. He is with us.
Three applicants. Jointly prizes tonight. The first one is the green one. Green 946. Yes, okay. Yellow tickets 621 625 yellow.
621, 625 yellow.
Another yellow 561 565 yellow. 561 565 yellow. Last one. Green tickets 916 920. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hig. Just to remind you that we do have a meeting next month. June the 5th, Jennifer Jones will be with us and she will be talking about Trooper Jones and Freddie Face the Boards. I think it's about a horse in the board. So there we are. But there is no meeting in July. You can have a month off. Anyway, thank you all for coming